welcome to the Demo Dive, where I live stream myself digging through Steam's demo tag to sort the trash from the treasure. I'm CB, and a lot of the world is a shit show right now. Like, my country's government is kind of falling apart at the seams, though not as excessively as some. But this just means I'm going in for the kind of entertainment where words and actions actually have consequences, and there is tangible progress for one's labor. Which frankly means that even the grindiest damn game is a little better than the rest of, out there. I'm using my week off, which is a time-honored birthday tradition, but that was yesterday, so we're moving on, to do a full-on the game in full playthrough of Scarlet Hollow, in preparation for the much-awaited episode 5. Well, half of Ep 5 anyway. It's a long enough episode that's going to have to be released in 2 parts, so half of it will drop on Friday, and the other half will drop a week Friday on the 20th. So I'll be doing 2 Friday TGIF run-throughs on an actual Friday, which is kind of cool when you think about it, even if I know I'm going to whine when the half an episode is over. I mean, I'm going to whine when the full episode is over, and I have to wait for episode 6 and 7 anyway, so not much different, just different pitch of whine, I suppose. Anyway, yesterday, for episode 2, we had no direct encounters with the ditchlings, the kind of grubs with limb things that have been wandering around. But we did go researching a variety of myths, legends, and local history to see if we could find out more about them. Since we were told ditchlings are apparently omens of doom, and we live in a mining town whose mine has apparently always been notorious for union busting and laxity as regards safety procedures, also child labor, the Scarlet mine was probably the best place to start looking. So we went in to talk to miners, using the wonderful combined traits of keen eye and street smarts to question the various miners without getting caught by Cousin Tabitha. We learned that said Cousin Tabitha gets around, romantically speaking, and she used to date the creepy dude who turns up out of nowhere with blood-soaked clothes and portentous statements. Oh, also, apparently that guy might actually be dead. So, that's great. Anyway, then we took on a bit of an impromptu babysitting job, trying to coax teenagers out of an abandoned mine shaft. One that was shut down after a cave-in killed a whole bunch of child laborers. And of course, as a Scarlet cousin, our family name is tied to this shit. Great! Love that for us! Anyway, I found out the librarian's house is apparently haunted, just as an aside, tripped over a weird stone carving that gave us visions, and managed to get out just before the remains of that shaft dropped on our heads. That all just in time to get Cousin Tabitha yelling at us and driving us back to the estate, at which point our 2 friends from town blew up our phone with ditchling pictures. Oh, yay! Oh, and the bitey cat came in to sleep on the foot of the bed. Maybe Frou-Frou will eat the possum that's living in our bottom dresser drawer. Anyway, the game does recaps, and they're probably better than mine, or at least more picturesque, because they literally have pictures. So let's get into episode 3 and go on from there. Sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. I am proud of me. We had a Windows update, and OBS's microphone and sound settings, etc. all go back to default every time Windows updates. I don't know why, but I remembered to change all the settings before I started game this time. Go me. Right. One day I'm going to find out what hardcore mode is. Yeah, we have saved our game now. We are continuing. Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 3? I gave one, but it was words and quick-fired words at that, so. Full recap, why not? The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. So, what do you say? Wanna tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for, I'm still assuming that's supposed to be Duke, with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Oh, now I remember why we have Bertie. Bertie's the chicken. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Oh my god, what do you do? Stella, keep an eye on them for us. Make sure they don't get into any more trouble. Welcome home. Yeah, hi Wayne. I'm still not entirely sure if you're supposed to be dead. Anyway. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend. Maybe it'll calm you down a bit. I think you'll like today's mix. It's chaga and lemon balm. Should help ease your stress and tension. And if you feel like talking, I'll be all ears. I see you're a private person. I can respect that. You never know how someone might respond to hearing the truth of what you encountered last night. Have either of you two seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out? Nothing strenuous, we promise. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyways. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. You're interrupted by a sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of a hill. She didn't! I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. Okay, that's something I hadn't noticed before. What the ever-loving hell is that thing in the corner? Maybe I don't want to know. But the Shaw Mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. You turn to see Becca and Alexis gone, and Rosalina anxiously hovering in front of a small tunnel in the cavern wall. She freezes as you notice her. There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. Hey, are you alright, Jay? Stella reaches for your shoulder, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Jay? Jay, are you alright? You manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Holy shit, you're okay, thank God! And everyone's accounted for. That was a surprisingly close call. We could have all died in there. What did you weirdos do? Everything was fine until you adults showed up. Becca, shut up! Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, you see the shadowy figures that gathered behind Stella in the mines. Your thoughts are drawn to the carving on the wall and to the visions it imparted upon you. Wakey wakey. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You manage to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mine still stuck to your skin. Yeah, shower. I know the bathroom's hideous, but... You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. Dear gods. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lung and soot washes down the drain, you think about Duke and the image of him lying there, slumped against a tree with half his head blown off. Scrub feverishly, trying to scrape the memories from your skin as if they're part of the dirt that coats you. Think about Sybil's warning, the worst is yet to come. Think about Wayne and wonder how many times he's watched you unseen. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. Wonder what happens if you think about someone special, because, I mean, okay, I'm hoping that nothing, like, actually activity-wise happens at that point, but I don't necessarily really want to think about Duke with half his head missing, thank you. You think about someone special. Specifically, you think about Stella, your intrepid cryptic hunting companion, and everything the two of you have been through since you got to town. Kanika, the resident goth and one of the most level-headed and fashionable people in town. Oscar, the shy and handsome town librarian stuck in a haunted house. Dr. Kelly and the commanding way she shut out you, Stella, and Kanika. Reese, Stella's mysterious friend. Wayne, and how many times he's watched you unseen. I'm sorry, but Stalker does not turn me on. I romanced Stella the last time, and I'm doing it again now. You think about Stella, your intrepid cryptic hunting companion, and everything the two of you have been through since you got to town. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. I'll check on the opossum. There are two of them now! Hello! I'm not petting the possums. You wave down at the opossums. They look up at you. Let's see what happens if I say, please get out of my dresser. The larger opossum hisses. The smaller opossum joins in. They bare their many teeth at you in unison, attempting to frighten you away from what is clearly their territory. How insane would I have to be to pet them? No, I'm closing the dresser. It's yours now. You've had enough of the growing family of opossums that live in your dresser, at least for the time being. What's out the window? You walk over to the window, fondly thinking about the pleasant view it provided you on Monday. It's the same view. You turn back to the guest room. Check the closet. Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right? No, it hasn't. Glad I picked keen eye. Otherwise, I might still be wondering about that. Text Stella. You pull out your phone to text Stella. I am not sending a photo of a creepy mascot in a grungy basement. It's too close to what's living in my closet. I miss your guest bed. Could be a little leading. I want to hang out before Reese go. Well, how are you holding up? It'll probably be a bit before you get a response. And you pull out your phone to next Kanika. Yeah, still a how are you holding up? I know I could have done the group chat thing. You've done everything you wanted to up here. It's time to start your day. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. Interesting breakfast, Tabitha? She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. I'll address the red-haired woman. That glare is not something I want to greet first thing in the morning. Hi, I'm Jay. Good morning, I'm Janie, just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I can have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Jay. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. Thanks. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha company, what with everything that's... Janie! Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. Hey, Tabitha. How's it going? There was a massive mine collapse on my property last night. I can practically feel the whispers of unionization already. Good! Go unions! Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening, so you're coming with me. I'll be out in a couple of minutes. Gotta wrap up my morning routine, lying through teeth. I don't need a babysitter. I'll be out there in a couple of minutes. I feel like shit from last night, and I still have to wrap up my morning routine. Given your track record, if I let you out of my sight, you'd probably just disappear into the wilderness, only to return in the middle of the night after burning down City Hall. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Jay, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. You did right by those kids, though. What a blessing, everyone getting out of that situation all right. I could shut her down, but... You only come in once a week, right? What do you do with the rest of your time? Oh, odd jobs mostly. Weeding gardens, cleaning houses, watching kids, that sort of thing. My husband's the pastor, so a lot of my time's spent at the church and doing things for the community. Poor Daniel. He's been going absolutely stir-crazy since we've moved here, with nobody really attending sermons. It'd probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries. Wait, you're married to the creepy youth pastor I've been hearing about. With everything that's going on lately, having a priest on speed dial seems handy. Sounds wonderful. Thank you for the offer. Maybe we'll see. I'm not really religious. I'm not Christian, but thanks for the offer. I'd rather not. Remain silent. Oh, take your time, of course. You're here all week, after all. Just know that you can stop by the church any time. The door's always open. I'm not going to ask questions of them when Tabitha's right there. So, I'd love to chat, but I hate to interrupt your work. I'm in town for another few days, though, if you've got the time. Of course, like I said, feel free to swing by the church any old time. Alright, let's go. Bye, Janie. Be safe out there, you two. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and into her car. The ride to town is uneventful, your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. Alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. What are we doing at the general store? Because you said you order your food in bulk. So, like, what? Picking up tea from Sybil. I have to tease her. I need to be a troll right now. I'm hoping that it'll, I don't know, make her something other than aggravated. Oh, I gotcha. We're picking up tea. Yeah, I'm picking up tea. Why are you saying it all weird? Christ! How does she not get that? It's okay, Tabitha. You can tell me if Sybil's your dealer. Did you think I was taking you with me to buy drugs? I'm picking up normal tea for drinking. I'm just pulling your leg. Don't ever try it again. I feel like I should be solving a mystery right now. A mystery? What mystery? The events of last night are pretty cut and dried. Like, come on, is it more believable that the Shaw mine collapsed because of mysterious unseen forces? Or is it more believable that it collapsed because it was a condemned mine that was unsuitable for human beings? People like Stella turn to conspiracy theories and the supernatural because they can't handle the truth, that our world is ruled by chaotic forces that don't follow any kind of logical pattern. Bad things can happen to good people suddenly and for no reason. You can choose to accept that, or you can live in denial. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store opens up. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. Out of curiosity, would you call yourself happy? What are you burying? I'm surprised to see her let loose like that. I'm glad she's finally letting loose. Maybe her family will stop taking advantage of her. Poor Kanika's really through it. I've never been one for public displays. I think it's healthy to express myself. Good for her, honestly. I'd be losing it if Miles were my brother. Have I ever told you that you scare me? I hope there weren't any customers in there. Say nothing. Fuck it. I'm going straight to the point. What are you burying? A lot of things. I'm burying Pearl Ann this coming Sunday, for instance. Come on already, let's go. Yeah, but he's there every day. And I know he comes in to see you every now and then, so I hardly think Mr. Tremaine not coming into the diner for one day is something to worry about. Well, if you say so. See you around, Sybil. You have a good one, dear. Oh, Tabitha! Long time no see. Feels like you never make it all the way down to Main Street. Okay. Hey, I'm sure it goes without saying, but I just want you to know that all of us over at the diner really feel for you. Anything you need, just let us know, okay? What? Avery nods politely, then leaves without saying another word. Who the hell was that? Oh, Jesus, do you not know anyone in town? That was Avery. Don't you live here? I should be asking you who people are. Probably no one important. Shrug. Yeah, don't you live here? I should be asking you who people are. I guess. Anyway, it's not important. Good morning, Sybil. Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Jay, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. I'm not going to keep teasing her at this point. Is Kanika okay? Can't I go with you? I like the tea room. I'm afraid of Miles. What if he makes fun of me for being old? Can I have some tea? Remain silent. I'll ask you, is Kanika okay? Of course, she just needs time to cool down. Emotions are a little high, considering everything that happened yesterday. She'll settle down soon enough. I'm just glad both of my little ones made it out okay. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of bells. I gotta find a good spot to listen in. Hell with Miles. You find a subtle spot near the door and listen in. I know it took a little longer than you'd hoped, but this was fairly short notice. In the future, please give me at least 2 months to gather what's needed. These plants aren't exactly easy to come by. Is there enough? Yes, everything should go just fine. Make sure this is all it eats for a few days, and I mean all. Put it somewhere that it can't get other food. It? I'm not keeping it inside. Outside then. A shed. Something enclosed. And please call me if you get confused. Don't assume you know what you're doing. You only have one shot at this. Remember that. What the fuck is she up to? Pearl Ann ran me through it plenty of times. I know what I'm... Your listening session is halted as the tinkling of bells announces another patron. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Jay, aren't you? My name is Beau. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Have they found his body yet? They seem to want to pin it on me. Folks don't seem to care that your dad is dead, do they? I'm gonna remain silent and see what he wants. It's okay to be quiet. Those woods can be awful scary, especially if you're not used to them, and I know you did your best to help. Mom is pretty broken up about it. I'm trying to hold it together since I'm the man of the house now, but it ain't easy. Me and him was supposed to bring Big Betty to the state fair this week, but now he's gone, and as of this morning, so is she. So I suppose if I'm not going to the fair, I may as well make myself useful and get out in the woods to look for what's left of my daddy. They didn't find the body still? He was there, right? Could you tell me where to look so I can try and find him? Is Big Betty one of your chickens? It's dangerous up there. I wouldn't go poking around. If you're scared of the woods, you shouldn't go up there. You should let the police handle it. If they haven't found him yet, there's probably nothing left to find. I don't think you want to see him like that. Your dad was killed by ditchlings. They're the things that have been stealing your chickens. Have you seen anything strange on the farm the past couple of days? I can't tell you where he is. It's not safe. He died on the northwest edge of town, off the Esgina Trail. Is Big Betty one of your chickens? Nah, she ain't a chicken. Big Betty is our prized pumpkin. They named the prized pumpkin. She's a big lady, too. I expect she was at least 2,000 pounds. Not too easy to move something like that. Could be she rolled off down a hill, but I can't be looking for her just yet, what with everything else going on. I'm sorry, I'm now picturing... Indiana Jones and... Raiders of the Lost Ark with the... being chased by a pumpkin instead of a boulder, and I just... Yeah, no. Yeah, no. That's a mental image. If they haven't found him, there's probably nothing else to find. I don't think I can tell him about the ditchlings. I don't think you want to see him like that. It's really bad. I'm a farm boy. Blood don't bother me none. I just want to find my daddy, even if he's like one of them horror movie monsters. He's still my daddy, and he shouldn't be out in them woods where any animal can take a piece of him. Have you seen anything strange on the farm the last couple of days? Not really, no, but I've been awful busy, what with everything that's still been happening. Them chickens keep disappearing, though. I may as well tell him. Hopefully, he'll only go in the daytime, because how is he going to find a body at night? He died on the northwest edge of town, off the Esquina Trail. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you trying to help us out. I don't rest easy knowing he's out there somewhere all by his lonesome. And please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Oh my god, hey, I overslept! Still gotta make myself breakfast, you wanna swing by? Otherwise meet at library and figure out plan? Sliding into the DMs, are we? If you want to hang out, I'm parked in the abandoned lot by the gas station. It's hard to miss. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. Go after Kanika, swing by Stella, check on Oscar, wait for Tabitha. Fuck that, I'm going to Stella's. You want to leave me here? Bye! Oh, for pity's sake. You. Spam, scam, bots are tampering. Viewership tampering. I verified this information is truthful. Block this user. It doesn't take long to make your way to Stella's house. I'll knock on the door. You politely knock on Stella's door. There's no answer. You knock again, louder this time. Your renewed effort is immediately met by the sound of an excited Gretchen. You can barely make out the slow and quiet shuffling of feet over Gretchen's excitement. An exhausted Stella groggily stares at you from her doorway. Hey, sorry I'm a bit of a mess. I guess I slept in. A lot. Give me a minute to finish getting dressed and I can make us some breakfast. Good, at least somebody in this town wants to fucking feed me. Stella talks from the other room as she changes. What are you feeling for breakfast? Pancakes, eggs and biscuits, maybe just a classic scramble? I also have toaster waffles, if that's more your speed. Offering biscuits after I've had one of Winnie's. Someone's got a secret family recipe. Pancakes all the way. Biscuits, please. Can't go wrong with a scramble. Don't trouble yourself. A toaster waffle is fine by me. Can you pick something for me? I don't want the burden of free will. I'm not actually that hungry. I'm curious. Offering biscuits after I've had one of Winnie's. Someone's got a secret family recipe, huh? Maybe. I never said they'd be as good as Winnie's, but I've certainly got a trick or two up my sleeve. Alright, let's see what you got. Biscuits it is. Excellent. You won't be disappointed. We can even make them together. I love cooking with people. This is actually when I actually started doing the romance thing with Stella, because I get to cook with her. It's great. Ooh, I have flirt option. And, I mean, it's a cute jumpsuit. That is a cute jumpsuit. Aw, thanks. I kinda picked it out just for you. This used to be my lucky getup from back when I did ghost hunting videos. Though I guess you might call it unlucky, since I've never actually seen a ghost. But hey, after the past couple of nights, maybe we could use a bit of bad luck. The kind of bad luck where we don't find anything, of course. Don't want to jinx us. Should we start on the food? I'm starving. Yeah, let's do it. Biscuits from scratch seem to intimidate a lot of people, but once you get it down, they're super quick and easy. How about you mix the butter into the dry ingredients while I get everything else ready? She hands you a bowl. You gotta get in there with your hands. Just squish the butter into the flour until all the big chunks are gone. Yeah, don't worry. This isn't my first biscuit rodeo. Excellent. Always good to have someone experienced helping out in the kitchen. With the two of us working together, maybe these will be as good as the diner's biscuits. I've never quite been able to compete with that level of perfection on my own. Squish that mix! You get to work and start kneading the mix. I'll get started on the gravy while you're at it. Anyway, seems like you got an earlier start than I did today. Anything interesting happen while I was asleep? Did Tabby give you a hard time? Tabitha was planning on babysitting me all day, but I gave her the slip. I'm glad you're here. It's been really nice spending time with you, even if a lot of it has been the two of us running in terror from the monster of the day. I met Beau at the general store this morning. That poor guy, how's he doing? Apparently Big Betty's gone missing. Really? How does a 2,000-pound pumpkin just disappear? The cops still haven't found Duke's body. He says he wants to look himself. Gosh, that sounds dangerous. I hope he stays safe. Not a whole lot has really happened other than that. Well, no news is probably good news, right? Are you pumped for ghost hunting tonight? I'm extremely pumped. Whatever happens, I hope it's scary. I'm craving that adrenaline rush. Dear God. After everything we've been through, I'm pretty nervous. I'd rather we just didn't do it. I didn't sign up for any of this. I don't know if it really matters how I feel about it. It's gotta get done. Can't be worse than the last 2 nights. I still don't believe in ghosts. I'm just along for the ride. I think given the whole seizure thing from last night, after everything we've been through, I'm pretty nervous. What if it's as bad as the last couple of nights have been? I think ghosts are usually pretty harmless. As long as you're not adventuring in an abandoned mine. She's actually got a little portrait of Gretchen up there. That's adorable. I don't see how even a legit haunting could be anywhere near as bad as everything that happened to us yesterday, or the day before. I think we're in for a chill evening. Don't jinx it, Stella. I mean, I don't remember much about what happens next, but I do know that you're jinxing it right now. I feel like you're kind of ignoring my reservations, and you've sort of been doing that with a lot of people. I wish you took my concerns more seriously. Just because you like getting scared doesn't mean other people do. Okay, you've convinced me. Tonight it'll be fun. Stella, please don't say it'll be chill. You're gonna jinx it. You keep saying things are going to be chill, and then they're not very chill. You're right, it'll be fun. Okay, you've convinced me. Tonight'll be fun. I mean, I know it won't, but that feels like metagaming, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, and either way, it's gotta get done. Oscar and Rosalina need their house back. How's the squishing coming along? I'm not going to eat the flour and butter mix. That's gross. I think I'm done. How does this look? Stella reaches over and takes the bowl from you. Looks perfect. Now I just had to add the wet stuff and we're in business. If you want to go ahead and wash your hands, I can take care of the rolling and folding. You wash your hands as Stella adds her milk concoction to the flour mixture, stirring a few times before turning to the counter for the final steps. Our little babies are ready to go in the oven. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna make an egg for myself while we wait. Yeah, actually, can I have an egg too? Of course, the more the merrier. Hope you like over easy. Stella cracks an egg into a fresh pan and gets back to work on the stove. Thanks for coming over, by the way. It gets lonely here sometimes. Tabitha, do you think you'll always live here? What happened to your parents? You and Kanika seem really close. Seems like you and Kanika don't hang out much anymore, so we're actually going to meet Reese today. How's the food coming? No. Yeah, what happened to your parents? Stella tenses. Car crash. They were taking me to college. I didn't wind up going to college. Not much more to be said. Let's stick with I'm so sorry, Stella, because yeah, that's obviously why she's nervous around cars. It's okay. It happened. Nothing I can do about that. Can we talk about something else, though? It means a lot to me that you care. I really don't like talking about this. I know she's been mean, but Tabitha obviously still cares about you. I know, she's distant and kind of terse, but that's just her way joshing with me. Like the whole band from Mine thing. She's so funny. I know you think it's funny, but I'm not so sure. I don't know, maybe you should just leave her alone. I don't like that she treats you like that. You deserve better. She treats everyone like that. I'm just more persistent. If everyone backed off when Tabitha acted prickly around them, she'd be entirely cut off from the rest of the world. Besides, it's not like everyone treats me like that. I've got you, for instance. You and my cousin must have dated at some point, right? What happened? Was it that obvious? I guess we must give off more of an ex's vibe than I thought. I guess you could say we kinda dated. It was never really official, and she might tell it a little differently, but as far as I'm concerned, that was my first relationship. Not that she's my type or anything. Honestly, that's a lot closer to you. So you play for left field then. I knew it. What was it like dating her? What did you ever see in her? Why'd you two split? Hell with it. I knew it. Yeah, you figured it out. It all just kind of stopped after high school. I guess we didn't see each other every day, and she was always busy at the mine, so there wasn't much of a chance to hang out anymore. Wish we could have stayed friends. Like, actual friends. I could use someone like her after the big accident. Kanika was at school already, Reese was sick, and Tabitha wouldn't even return my calls. Can I throttle Tabitha? I mean, she can be a bitch to me and try to babysit me, whatever, but Scarlet, the Scarlet estate has a lot of windows, and they're very eminently suited for defenestrating somebody. It was, well, it's ancient history. Can't change the past. So, we're actually going to meet Reese today, right? Heck yeah, we are. If Dr. Kelly tries to turn us away again, we can just sneak in. Nothing will stand in the way of us and friendship. What's he like? I'm not about to ruin a cool and mysterious introduction by telling you. I think you'll like him, though. His mom's got it rough. Yeah, I can't imagine being in her shoes. Her whole life is taking care of him at this point, you know? I'm not gonna have contagious, because if he was contagious, Dr. Kelly would be using that as an excuse. Leave it at that. You think you'll always live here? Have you ever thought of moving away? It's hard to say. This house means a lot to me. This town means a lot to me. And I haven't had to think about where to live or where to go. But I guess I could see myself leaving for the right reasons. Or for the right person. Let's ask about Kanika. You and Kanika seem really close. Yeah, it's nice that she's back in town, but I wish it were under better circumstances. She's so busy with the store, too. I don't know how she does it. It's been nice hanging out with her more the past couple of days. Though again, better circumstances would be nice. How's the food coming? The timer goes off, and Stella excitedly pops open the oven, pulling out a tray of delectable biscuits. Funny you should ask. Looks like we're done here. And with that, breakfast is served. It's just all of this, you know, the deep, the deep character building, like, conversations, and then you just get Gretchen. Oh yeah, that's a fresh biscuit, all right. Still not as good as the diners, but if I could capture that kind of perfection, there would be no mountains left for me to conquer. Better to have the thrill of a challenge. I'm so glad you came over today. I've been having a little bit of a hard time sleeping the past couple of nights. I'm sure you can relate. I think I needed a nice slow morning like this, just hanging out with you. As you and Stella start to dig in, you're interrupted by a phone alarm sounding off. Oh shoot, I almost forgot, it's Mayor Jimmy Day. On top of being a great show, it's probably a good excuse to meet up with Oscar and start talking ghosts. Gretchen barks at the mention of Mayor Jimmy. I don't think we should warn the mayor of the coming danger. I don't want to... Yeah, why is meeting the mayor such an exciting event? He is just a politician. How charming can he be? You'll see. Let's finish up and head on over. I'll make sure to bring some biscuits for the mayor. We're bringing the mayor biscuits. You and Stella make your way to the library. It's busier than usual. A small crowd is already formed in a corner of the main foyer. Now we're just waiting on Kanika. Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family's been driving me nuts. Yes, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Jay to the mayor for, like, the entire time I've known them. I've never gotten to introduce someone to the mayor before. It'll be worth it. Trust us. Alright, shall we? Oh, wait. I remember now. Yeah. He's a dog. I only remembered about that just before this came up. Oh, God. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits lining the walls, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. And unless you're mistaken, the serious man by his side is Deputy Franklin, one of the policemen you spoke to following your encounter in the woods on Monday. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. I'll shake the paw. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. Reach forward to take the mayor's little paw in your hand, but his burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking, only head pats and ear scratches allowed. Isn't he just the cutest? It's the best part of living in Scarlet Hollow, besides the nature. And all my friends, and Winnie's Biscuits. Oh, and the close-knit small-town community, of course. But having a dog mayor is a close fifth, no contest. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arms, straining to get at Mayor Jimmy. Hey, whoa, Gretchen, calm down, old girl, you're gonna pull a muscle. Miss Richmond, I'm gonna have to ask you and your dog to step away from the mayor. I should have known better. These two have never been able to get along. Stella walks off, struggling to hold Gretchen back. Kanika is quick to follow. I'm gonna follow him. Looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can... Oh, this is the pastor. I don't know how I can tell. It's just the face. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Ah, you see, that part I hadn't noticed. It was more the receding hairline and the slightly pathetic look on his face. Whoever he is, you can feel his desperation to make a good first impression. A self-sustained and self-fulfilling prophecy. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Jay? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. I doubt Pearl Ann's in a better place. It sounds like she was awful. Let's not kid ourselves. We both know Pearl Ann's in hell. I don't believe in an afterlife. Oh, thank God, I've been hoping to find a priest. Hey, do you know anything about ghosts? Janie mentioned you this morning. Oh, you must be the creepy pastor I've been hearing about. I should go. It was nice meeting you, though. Don't talk to me. Back off, preacher man. I ain't buying what you're selling, or remain silent. I'm not going to be rude, but I'm just going to stay quiet. You remain silent. You have nothing to say to this man. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just thought I'd extend the offer in case you needed someone to talk to. The church's doors are open if you ever change your mind. Have a blessed day, Jay. The pastor leaves you be and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. Going after them. Yeah, I see that as just doing the "what the fuck are you doing" stare. You find them already talking to Oscar deeper into the library. Are you sure we can't just get it over with while the sun is up? I don't know if I can handle getting scared shitless in the dark 2 nights in a row. I wish we could, especially since I'm not particularly excited about going back in there after dark either. But I'm pretty sure it only comes out when the sun goes down. Yeah, there's no way I'm going in until that spirit is at full power. I want to be sure we get the best evidence possible. This could be my one shot to get real proof of ghosts. I'm not going to waste it just because I'm impatient. Y'all are going to be the death of me. I just hope it's possible to get rid of this thing. This is a pretty serious ghost infestation? Is that what you call something like this? I believe it's called a haunting, but ghost infestation also sounds good. I suppose we're the ghost hunters, so we can call it whatever we want. Anyway, I'll be bringing all the ghost hunting supplies anyone could ever need, so we should be set on preparations. The only thing y'all need to bring is an open mind. Don't worry, Oscar will fix this. We have the power of friendship on our side. I still don't think Ghost's real. I'm starting to get cold feet. Don't worry, Oscar. We'll fix this. Heck yeah, we will. Yeah, whatever this is, we'll get to the bottom of it tonight. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Well, if we're not doing the hunt now, I guess we should head over to Reese's. Absolutely. Come on, Jay. Time to go bother our friend. I'm gonna get back to it. See y'all tonight. Time to go. I am not going to invite Tabitha to go ghost hunting. So I finally met Pastor Daniel. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. I think he just really wants people to like him, but he comes off as desperate. It's a vicious cycle. Aw, when you put it like that, his whole situation is kind of sad. Even if that's the case, it doesn't mean I have to like him. Whatever his deal is goes a step beyond trying too hard to get people to like him. The man was grinning through all of my dad's funeral. He's not normal. Okay, yeah, grinning through somebody's funeral. Yeah, no. And I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. That's exactly how I would describe it, too. The whole town feels the same way. Now that I think about it, he must be pretty lonely. He can look for friends somewhere else. I'm curious about what they'll say. Do you mind if I invite Tabitha ghost hunting? Please don't. Oh my god, yes! Can you imagine how much fun that would be if she actually shows? Stella, come on. I know you think you have some sort of bond with her, but she's awful. She isn't even nice to you. You just haven't given her a chance. Maybe if she comes along tonight, the two of you will finally get along. No. Okay, I won't invite her. Great, thanks. Alright, shall we head out? I'd lie to just about anyone else, but I like those people. The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. It was only early afternoon. It feels much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. Okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late. The door swings open. Hey. Reese! Oh my god, dude, it's been ages. You must be Jay, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the Jay updates. Gretchen starts yelping at Reese, straining against Stella's grip as she tries to get between them. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella. And you brought the dog. Great. Yeah, I thought she might cheer Reese up. I don't know what's gotten into her all of a sudden. The dog stays outside. But it's okay, Stella. We can let her chill in my van for a bit. I'll run the AC and leave her some treats. You know I always have some of those easy-chew dog jerkies stashed away. But we go everywhere together. Do you want to come in or not? Kanika nervously tugs Stella away towards her van. Well, what about you, Jay? Are you coming in? I trust dogs. Why doesn't Gretchen like you? Oh, wait. I'll come in. Why not? Oh, sure. You follow Reese and Dr. Kelly inside. Stella and Kanika aren't far behind you. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile. uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. So, how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner, and you can leave my house and go on about your business. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Cool. We'll just be downstairs. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. That's okay. Fallout is cool. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Okay, my dude's got some interesting taste in art. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kinda overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Do you need us to sneak you out of here? This place feels like a prison. Your mom really looks out for you. Kanika's right. Your mom is scary. So as Tella told you, everything that's happened. Your whole situation got to be rough. What are you sick with? That's quite the movie collection. I think I'm going to start straight out with, do you need us to sneak you out of here? This place feels like a prison. Unfortunately, the prison we're dealing with here is my body, not my room. Are you sure there's nothing we can do? Your company is plenty. It's so nice to have living people down here for a change. You know we'd visit more if your mom let us. Did she tell you she turned us away yesterday? She said we couldn't even talk to you. It's a little controlling. You came by yesterday? She didn't tell me, but I was probably asleep, that's all. She didn't want to wake me up. I don't think that's her being controlling or anything. Not to cast any doubt on that, but she did say I couldn't bring you any food. She knows that's how I show my friends how much I appreciate them, and she knows I can work around all kinds of allergies and intolerances. Not gonna lie, it felt weird. I don't know, my body is pretty particular when it comes to food. She just prefers to have full control over what I eat, so... okay, maybe that does sound controlling. But it's for a good reason. If I eat the wrong thing, it could really mess me up, so she has to regulate my food. It's quite a movie collection you've got. Got any recs? Let me think. Oh, have you heard of Shi-no-Chi, Deathblood? I saw that for the first time recently and it blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. We can even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. Damn, I would usually be down for that, but we gotta head over to Oscar's after this. We promised we'd ghost bust his place. He's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. And I feel like we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina both need our support right now. We could always ditch. Movie sounds good. I don't like... I'll take a rain check on the movie, though. Yeah, we'll definitely come by for a movie night this week. I'm free tomorrow night. Same goes for Jay. I should probably work tomorrow, but I can close up early. Your art. I am not going to tell him to... I mean, it's... The word exquisite means a lot of things, and it's really good. It's just really disturbing while it's being really good. It's exquisite. Thank you, Jay. I don't really make my art for other people, so it's always a nice surprise when it resonates with someone, especially considering how personal these pieces are to me. Having other people look at them sometimes feels like I'm having them look over a raw wound. You know I've still got that painting I stole from you back in high school. I even took it to college with me. You make good stuff, dude. Oh no, you should get rid of that old thing. It's ancient. Knowing there are people out there who might see something I made in high school is horrifying. No way! It's rad, and people compliment it all the time. You could gain a real following if you ever posted these online, you know. Nah, I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late-night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all those people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Okay, but if the only time you ever put your art on display is a live stream during ghoul hours, when am I going to be able to see what you've been working on? Tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you my paintings. Then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions, since I'll be dead. I'd be able to rest easy knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. So you three go way back, huh? Almost to the womb. The school here is a tiny K-12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks and were stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Not that we were free from dealing with jerks, like a certain Scarlet I could name. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Maybe to you. The way she used to look at me, you'd think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. Same here, though to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. I'll ask, what are you sick with? Sorry, Reese, Jay is pretty direct. We don't have to talk about your illness. It's okay. I've come to terms with the way the rest of my life is going to be. You're so macabre, Reese. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. You haven't, right? Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep most food down. My skin always itches like there were worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time or a short time. No one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I have left is going to be miserable. Oh, I played this for the first time before the proper fibromyalgia diagnosis and how in-depth it's gotten. This hits so different now. Though, that's going to be something entirely other in, like, an episode or so. But never mind, spoilers. So, I've done my mourning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable. But one day I'll wind up in a pine box, just like everyone else, and I'm okay with that. Damn, Reese. I may be a goth, but that's some real nihilistic shit. We'll make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Thanks, guys. But you really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine, really. Surely there must be something the doctors can do for you. True, we'll all join the worms one day. We just gotta make the best of what we got. Yeah, true. We'll all join the worms one day. We just gotta make the best of what we got. See, Jay gets me. Stella, maybe it was a mistake to get these two together. So, has Stella told you about everything that's happened the past couple of days? Every detail. I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility towards the walls of the basement. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick, you know that. I'm sorry, man, I didn't mean to... There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple of days, weren't we? Do you have any thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Wait, really? Is that why you texted me that they looked like something out of your nightmares? Yeah, I thought it was hallucinating. Hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are going to be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. What do you think's going on with Wayne? Who? You know, that guy who's been following Jay around, being all ominous? Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all our sakes. Do you think the town is doomed? I think everything is probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. Do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse? Probably not, but it's not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. There could be rioting on Main Street, and if Stella or the doc didn't tell me, I just wouldn't know. I would totally tell you if there was a riot. Would Dr. Kelly tell you, though? I mean, yeah, I'd hope so. But the point I'm trying to make is that other people are my eyes out there. Screw it. What do you think of my cousin? She was always so distant and mean. I probably would have thought she had it out for me personally if she wasn't like that towards everyone, or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. She's still terrible. You guys just never took the chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. I'll pass, thanks. I'll ask. Wanna come ghost hunting with us tonight? Oh wow, do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. That would be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Even just walking to town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happens. Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table! Guess that's it for catching up. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs. Sure thing, Doc. Yes, ma'am. You make your way toward the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a different, older house. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it, something dark and cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air, and you feel strange. You're compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. Black Tabby does this. God, look at this. Screen after screen of open the door, open the door, open the door. I'm scrolling down to see if I get any options other than open the door. I don't. The words have lost all meaning to me, and there is no option other than, like, multiple screens of open the door. Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. What do you think you're doing? Well? I'm just gonna lie. Just cleaning this doorknob. Dr. Kelly narrows her eyes with suspicion. Worry less about cleaning my doorknobs and more about cleaning your hands. Come on, everyone's waiting on you. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Oh no, you don't. Come wash your hands and sit down. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. Dinner's already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Given her protectiveness towards Reese, you find it odd that he's seated between the two of you, rather than the other way around. It's almost as though she's guarded, not only towards you and Stella and Kanika, but towards her son as well. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, it's from a jar. I worked too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in brands, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know no thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. You didn't tell me they came by yesterday. You were asleep. I didn't want them to wake you up. But you could have told me. Why? They were coming over today anyway. I would just rather know these things. Noted. Noted, but she won't do anything about it. Her son will remain in the dark. You know, I think I saw a video online about a family like yours. Turns out the mom was poisoning her kid for 18 years. Don't you find your son's art concerningly macabre? Reese's... Why are you so hell-bent on keeping your son from seeing his friends? Do you think Reese might feel better if he got to see people more often? It must break your heart having to isolate your son from the world like this. I'll stick with Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. He has a lot of skill, honed through practice and dedication. I can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Thanks, Doc. It must break your heart having to isolate your son from the world like this. It's just another unfortunate side effect of his illness. Both of us have just had to come to terms with it. Not the life I wanted for him, but it's the life he has to lead. Maybe he doesn't have to... Ow! Jeez, Kanika, your boots are heavy! Sorry, Dr. Kelly. We're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Isn't that right, Stella? You can kick me all you like. It won't change my bold attitude and outgoing personality. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I don't think having people over is all that rough on me. We'll see how you feel in an hour. Well, we're still in Kanika. Have you ever seen a dead body? I have! How well do you know Tabitha? Why didn't you want me poking around the clinic? Thanks for putting this together, Dr. Kelly. I don't usually have to cook for so many people. I'm just glad there's enough for everyone. It reminded me what it used to be like when these two would come over. Hungry teenagers, eating me out of house and home. I should have charged your parents for all the food you kids went through, honestly. It was like I was running a restaurant, not a doctor's office. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Noisy and messy, like all kids. There's suddenly a wistful look in her eye, like she's glimpsing back to some brighter time in her life. Kanika softens too, her shoulders lowering from their defensive place by her ears. And they always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imaginations that week. The glimmer of joy at the corner of her eyes fades, her glower returns in its place. So, like I said, noisy and messy. Didn't we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Oh, God, not the squirrel. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the doc could Frankenstein it back to life or something? I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in media, and very sad about that squirrel. It's one of those things that keeps me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. I'm curious as to what she'll say. Why didn't you want me poking around the clinic? You seemed awfully guarded about me checking out that door. Because it's closed. Doctors don't usually just let people wander around their clinics. Of course, Dr. Kelly, we would never. I'm sure Jay is just joking. Right, Jay? You know, I can't say I ever felt drawn to the place before, but the secrecy is starting to make it feel awfully compelling. Stella, don't you think of getting any ideas from Jay. No one is playing hide and seek in my private offices. Not today, not ever. Jay, she doesn't need any more bad influences. Yeah, but what if it's haunted? This place was built out of an old Civil War hospital, right? It was a TB clinic, too. Double haunted! I can't believe I never went ghost hunting here. Oh, God. Did I start... Yeah, well, I mean, spaghetti sauce from a jar, and, grocery store-bought dinner rolls, but still better than what most of us wind up doing, myself included, on particularly bad days. Although, in all fairness, I don't think I've ever used jarred spaghetti sauce. My mum has when I was younger, not me. Anyway. Double haunted. I can't believe I never went ghost hunting here. Are you sure you don't want us to check it out? We'll have a whole bunch of extra experience after tonight. It's not haunted. Now drop it. Dr. Kelly's eyes briefly, nervously glanced toward her son before flitting back to a position of annoyance. You can't help but feel like what you saw went beyond compassionate worry to be genuine fear. What do you mean the danger? Hallucinations, sick animals, strange illnesses, Sam Wayne. Have the police contacted you about Duke's body yet? Last I heard, they still hadn't found it. Body? I was under the impression he was just missing. No, Duke, he definitely died. I saw the footage. And I saw it for myself in person. So did Jay. He's not missing. How the hell did that happen? Stella said it was those things in the woods. The ditchlings. They made him misfire. Ditchlings? Oh, I see. This was for one of your videos, huh? Reese, you should know better than to lend any credence to Stella's little cryptozoology stories. I don't doubt that something happened to him, but I'm sure there were no little ghouls in... I've seen them, Mom. Outside my windows at night. They're real. You don't have to talk to me like I'm a kid. I might be sick, but I'm still capable of reason, okay? Are you sure they aren't just raccoons? Or stop. Stop doubting everything I say. Stop trying to rewrite things I tell you to fit what you think should be true. There's weird shit going down in Scarlet Hollow. You can feel the tension at the table start to rise. Do you know Sam Wayne? Sam Wayne? Dr. Kelly takes a moment to think. No, it doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? Someone who's been following Jay around. Super mysterious guy. We have reason to believe he might have caught some kind of weird illness at the mines. He definitely looks like he could use medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. If there's someone harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. Does anyone come in suffering from hallucinations? I'm not at liberty to discuss private medical information. You sure? Not even a little bit? It could help our investigation into the strange goings-on. It's not like you have to name names. Investigation? Into what? The mine collapse? Your little ghouls? I think this is best left to professionals, Stella, not someone who runs around in the woods with a camcorder. Judging by the police response so far, Dr. Kelly, I don't think it is. We saw some stuff down in the mines last night that I struggle to explain. Maybe if we knew if there were any miners suffering from hallucinations, we could just rule it out as a gas leak, but you were in an abandoned mine. The chances that you were huffing something dangerous and hallucinatory are through the roof. Leave it at that, and treat it as the accident it was, not like some kind of mystery to unravel. Have you seen any sick animals lately? I'm a doctor, not a vet. Didn't someone come in with a sick cow last week? Yes, but it's not like I examined the thing. I told them what I just told you and sent them on their way. You said it had lumps. Oh lord, ditchling eggs. Sure, it had lumps, but I assumed it was suffering from some cow disease. It's not something I've done much research on. I don't know how normal it is for a cow to be covered in lumps. Lady, nothing is supposed to be covered in lumps. Except, like, toads or something. Doesn't that sound like ditchlings? Are no farm animals safe from their devious clutches? Dr. Kelly, in Stella's footage, it looks like there was something pupating inside one of Duke's chickens. I bet those were the lumps on the cow. You really should have taken a look. You could have made discoveries previously unknown to the scientific world. Or I could have spread some new horrible disease to my chronically ill son. I'll leave these discoveries to someone else. Aside from Reese's mom staring down the table, nobody is making eye contact with anyone else. Have there been any strange illnesses spreading around town? What? No. You sure you haven't met with any miners who had unusual symptoms? Anyone who seemed sort of drippy or strangely ominous when they talked? Sorry to pry, just doing my due diligence. Absolutely not. I've barely seen so much as a runny nose, which is a good thing. If you're so concerned about the mine, why don't you just have Jay ask Tabitha? I have no interest in violating HIPAA for your weird little investigation into nothing. You remain silent, quietly picking at store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week, while Jay is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. Oh gods, this hits so damn hard. When certain things hit the fan, this is going to be even harder. Great. Okay. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask permission from my mom just to have friends. Oh, Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix... Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Damn it. I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Everyone get out of my house. Please, just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave, please. Don't think I don't know something's up here. Don't think we don't know something's up here. We have stuff to do anyway. He seemed fine before dinner. Sorry, we'll get out. He seemed fine before dinner. It always comes in waves, and I can assure you that right now he's very much not fine. Now leave. The three of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. Hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Something weird happened when I went to wash my hands. It was like I was forced to try and break into the clinic. Forced how? It was like something was making me go there. I wonder, was it like that carving in the pit last night? Before you had that seizure, it was kind of like you were hypnotized. I didn't really have a good angle from the top of that ladder, but I guess I'll take your word on it. Hypnotism seems like a step up from what we've been dealing with, though. I mean, I don't know. A lot happened last night, but the whole thing was very trance-like. I guess it was kind of similar. What if there's another carving in there? That'd be so weird. If there is, I wonder if it'd give you another vision. Maybe these things have something to do with the ditchlings. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. I am not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe Jay got. Did either of you get the impression that Dr. Kelly is afraid of Reese? She never turned her back towards him. You sure she wasn't just being overprotective? I'm sure that's all that's going on, and she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. Yeah, but if she was being overprotective, she'd have sat between us and him. She had her back to the window. That's interesting. If anyone should be afraid of anyone in that house, Reese should be afraid of his mom. I think you're both reading into things too much. Dr. Kelly is good people. Look, I'm just saying maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick. But it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's grab Gretchen and get going. The sun is setting, and we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Kanika's right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the last few days. You can't help but feel like you're about to walk into a slasher movie. You run through a mental list of everyone who's joining you, trying to figure out if you'd make it to the end. To be fair, I am probably not the stuff that final girls are made of. Partially because only female for tax purposes, mostly because I can't run. Then again, I could probably Home Alone any would-be slasher to death, so that's something. Who are you kidding? Order doesn't matter. Stella or Kanika is probably the final girl. Before you enter, a pair of figures in the nearby bush catch your eye. You can't help but feel that with every passing day, the ditchlings grow bolder. 'Cause yeah, there's one right there. See where I'm pointing? And one there. Then in that little corner. One on the top of that roof there. Yeah, I'm the one I pointed at on the right side of the screen is hidden by my garbage can. But oh, there's actually 2 in there. Jesus Christ. As long as there aren't any, I'm gonna have to. I vaguely remember, like, years ago, when this was the newest chapter, they were talking about keeping an eye on these things because you might find something in the pictures if you looked hard enough, rather than just the imagery. But look there, Sam Wayne, right in that window. This place really knows how to creep you the hell out. All props to Black Tabby. Seriously. Anyway, off we go. Enter the library. Just as his exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Hey, Oscar! Are you back yet? Shh, you can't yell in a library. It's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay? Yeah, it went okay. Reese wasn't feeling up for a longer hangout, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay. Just means we have more time to hunt ghosts. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and paper for automatic writing, matches and candles for rituals. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. I love her so much. She is such a dweeb, and I love it. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug out bag or something? Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. The whole town is one big supernatural death trap. Last night was weird. I don't know what we saw. Nothing unexplainable about a mine collapse. Gas leak, rational, non-supernatural explanation, like aliens. We're going for Kenai. I've got a bad feeling about this. There were ditchlings in the bushes outside. Who knows how many more are lurking around here? That's concerning. Are we sure it's safe to be around them? If Sybil's right, we're only going to see more of them as time goes on. We can't let them get in the way of things. Yeah, this whole town is one big supernatural death trap. I swear it's not usually like this. It's a really nice place to visit most of the time. Just not this week, apparently. Yeah, you can tell from all the shuttered storefronts and jaded residents. Maybe this place has been a metaphorical death trap for a long time, and it's decided to be a little more obvious about it now. Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way was I going to forget your promise, Stella. Zane, glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. I hope my house is big enough for 5 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and get started. It's through the back. Follow me. Looks like the sun is almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Being a little paranoid, checking the windows. Not seeing anything particular at this stage. Hey! You didn't think you'd be doing this without me, did you? Rosalina? I thought you were at Alexis's place. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. She's really convincing. Oh, hi Zane. What's up? Yo. You don't have to leave me out of stuff like this anymore, Dad. I'm not some fragile thing that needs protecting. I can handle seeing a ghost or whatever it is that's keeping us out of our house. I really don't think you want to see what's in there, Rosalina. I don't know if you'd ever be able to feel safe in our house again if you knew it was there. Yeah, I mean, Zane's coming. It's not like tonight is an adults-only event. You got a good point, Mr. G. Yeah, I don't want to be coddled just because you're scared. Alexis and I can handle this. Yeah, we can totally handle this. Okay, I'm sorry, Rosa. Just let me know if it gets to be too much and you want to leave, okay? Thanks, Dad. Now let's get our house back. Poor kid. Ditchling! In window. Ding, ding, ding. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family portraits line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. Aside from the painting on the floor, this living room feels too normal, too human to be haunted. Okay, it looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera just in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghosts manifest. I wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. Wait, is it just me, or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure does. I definitely feel that. And Oscar, sir, not that the whole bear look you've got going on isn't compelling to certain sorts of people, but maybe you'd feel a little less cold if you put on something that has sleeves. Just saying. The temperature gun says it's actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity. Is that it? This isn't very scary. Wait, Rosalina, if the ghost mostly manifests in your room, shouldn't you have seen it? I've only seen the stain. Dad made me switch rooms with him way before we moved out. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in the library. Even if there is something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost. Maybe we'll cover more grounds. We split up and maybe it's just shy. We're wasting our time here. Great, we found the ghost. Case closed. Come on, ghost. Let's see some real action. Alright, gang, I think we'll cover more ground if we split up and search for clues. Oh, if that's the case, then I call dibs on Jay. Yay. No, absolutely not. I think we all know how that would go. Ghost or no, splitting up is always a recipe for disaster. I know, never split the party, but... yeah, you're probably right. If we discover a ghost here, we should all discover it together. That's not exactly the angle I was going for, but okay. Yo, once we find the ghost, how are we gonna get rid of it? Like, how does one bust such a thing? Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion, assorted holy books, a bunch of salt, and some jars for ectoplasm. And if worst comes to worst, we can always use the Ouija board to politely ask it to leave. Aren't Ouija boards super cursed? Are you sure that wouldn't make it mad or invite a demon into the house or something? I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is enough to deal with. I don't much like the thought of opening a door for something worse. Wow, you've never been this superstitious, Dad. This ghost is you really freaked out. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. That's a stain! That's a significant stain! That feeling again. Like the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house. Though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure. Now you see, this is why I did not want to actually take the trait that lets you engage more with the supernatural. Because if this is what we're feeling now, imagine what would happen if we were even more attuned to it. I mean, obviously I'm going to try that in my next playthrough anyway, because I am a total gremlin, and if it seems like a bad idea, I will definitely do it at least one point, unless it's, like, mean to other people, because I'm really bad at that. But still, probably not a great idea, in general. I mean, I could just take, like, medium and speaks to animals and get the full package of everything is yelling at me. I'm even a gremlin to myself. Anyway. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Weird, I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count, and it just keeps coming back. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Let's get scientific about this. If you scrub the stain out a bunch, maybe that's part of a summoning ritual. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. Could we not look, like, under the carpet? Because if it's not coming from the top of the carpet down, the only way we get a stain is if something was seeping up through the carpet. Yeah, have you tried tearing up the carpet? In a house owned by the government? Nope, I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of it every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property. It could be a good idea. This could be a sign of structural damage, and I'm sure the government would rather know about it now than wind up with a bigger problem down the line, right? Plus, there might be something written under there. In blood. Only one way to be sure. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Gretchen, don't lick that! Oh dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. Ta-da! I'd forgotten that was under there. I knew there was something under there, but I forgot it was a trapdoor. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish-brown. There's a broken seal around its edges. Whoever carpeted over this hatch didn't want anyone going down there. What if it isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. There's a broken seal around its edges. Someone didn't want us down here. Yeah, but how long ago was it sealed up? Whoever did this has got to be long gone, right? There's no basement in this house. At least we weren't told about a basement. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted, alright. You've got a basement chock full of ghosts. I can just feel it. Y'all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in that basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through to the carpet. And it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's as simple as that. It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Maybe you tested it wrong? It can't be blood, right? Whatever it is, I need to know what's down there. I need to know what's been under my bed all these years. Yeah, there's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we've explored every nook and cranny. Have you considered they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Uh-oh. You think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it. You come to in Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of mold and earth. You feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting what little oxygen is left. I could call. I could look for... Hello? Is anyone here? There's no reply. The phone rings, calling Stella. Eddie? You hear something drop violently on the other end, and then a dial tone. The phone rings, trying Kanika. Eddie? Is the same voice you heard when you called Stella, uttering the same phrase. You once again hear something drop violently on the other end, and then a dial tone. Tabitha. Try Tabitha. I've been looking all over for you. Where did you... What? Why are you saying that? I didn't say anything. Yeah, okay, I get it. Pulling a funny little prank on your poor, long-suffering cousin, playing some creepy, old-timey radio clip over the phone. Did Kanika put you up to this? Whatever. Just come home. I'm sick of chasing after you. The call disconnects. I'm not gonna call the cops if this is... Yeah, this clearly isn't getting me anywhere. Look for your friends in Rosalina's room. Whatever just happened was weird, but your friends are probably still in Rosalina's room. You head further into the house. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, with the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. Yeah! Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Is this what ghost hunts are usually like? I'm asking, because that doesn't sound like Stella. Stella? Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. I'll play along. Alright, Edwardine, can you show me the way out? I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone. And you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here, of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Oh my, I wouldn't want to cross Father. I shall be away at once. A flash of pain in Stella's eyes tells you that she's keenly aware of everything that's happening right now. She is in agony. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. I'm gonna figure out a way to free you. You should just get out of town while you can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. Let her go, spirit. Ah! She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. You're alone again in this strange garden. I'll follow her. You move to follow the narrow path through the foliage. As you step forward, a single door, standing solitary in the middle of the garden, appears before you. Go through the door. Walk up to the door and open it. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Yeah, it's got teeth now! Ah! Junior! Junior, pack your things! Quickly, hurry! Maybe we should run him out on a rail, too. Make an example of the whole family. Wait, are there multiple ghosts? Please, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully. Just give us a little time. They were only children, too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. The collapse, Junior leaving, Charlie returning, it's all starting to come together. They're the same person. Why aren't you possessing me? Why everyone else? I don't even live here. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're going to be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? Maybe the Spectre's trying to tell you something about the collapse. Maybe what happened 100 years ago wasn't as clean and cut as people would have you think. Are you trying to tell me something about the collapse? Was Charles Shaw not responsible for what happened? Trust me, boy. The coppers ain't coming here tonight. And what makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working in the mines too, instead of lazing around in this big house. Maybe you would have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out, unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. Am I supposed to be you? It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones. Even better than these. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyway. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. Alexis and Rosalina are whisked away, leaving you behind in an empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding, and opens into a beckoning white void. Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling. There you are. This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders. How did you get down here? I followed you in. I'm never very far behind. As he approaches, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh with a tinge of the saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. Shall we find the end of this little maze? Walk forward into the... There's no need for you to run away from Wayne. You step past him and walk into the void. You're outside, and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. Wayne is gone. The night feels thick and warm, the insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. And there's Creepy, there's more Ditchling. Great! We're having a ball, aren't we? I forgot how fucking weird this was! Unless your eyes are playing tricks on you, the shadow in the corner keeps getting closer. Yeah! Hello. You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Kanika, I'll get you out of here, I promise. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family, and what it did to the two of you young'uns. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Are you mad because Edwardine and Charlie's romance didn't work out? I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you. But it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? Your parents were driven out of town after the collapse. That's what happened in the last room, isn't it? Why wouldn't I want to be like my parents? What do you even know about my parents? I'll listen to the figure. You quietly let the figure continue. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. Kanika mimes handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. Something about this woman doesn't sit right. She must have some sort of ulterior motive. Was that a misfortune in setting foot outside the taller? Is the town cursed? Oh, an item to quest for when I get out of here. Breaking bonds, requiring a map. Sounds like... Nobody's answering any of the questions I have, so I'm just going to listen. You quietly let the figure continue. That's where you'll find them. You need her there. And be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. It's trying to get rid of me. I'll have to try harder. What the hell is going on? I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate when it's safe. Now you want me to piece together a mystery. What changed? Yeah, I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate where it's safe. Now you want me to piece together a mystery. What changed? Events have started that cannot be stopped. What are you? I'm a friend. Do you know the way out? I will soon, but in the meantime, you have nothing to fear. I'm watching over you. I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried about my friends. the people you only met 2 days ago. I'm sure if something happens to them, you'll recover soon enough. It's not as if your bonds are strong enough to leave a mark when broken. Shows what you know, asshole! You continue forward through the uncanny underbrush. Once again, you find yourself separated and alone. A long wooden corridor stands before you, littered with bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. Oscar? Oh, Jesus Christ. And the shadow's getting a bit more of a defined face, too. And hand. There's now a hand at the window. Oh, good grief. I remember doing this the first time, vaguely. It's actually nice that I have people to, like, whimper at when things get unpleasant. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. Charles Shaw goes to Oscar. Oscar, I'm so sorry. I know nothing's hearing me, but apologizing feels like a thing. This is awful. Damn it, Junior. How many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back. There's Enoch again. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still, they destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. I'm guessing this request didn't really pan out. If the Scarlets were exposed for the collapse, Tabitha and I probably wouldn't be around. Is that why you're getting closer with Edwardine in the garden? I don't know, maybe you were all a murderer. It seems to me like you killed yourself. Yeah, I'm guessing this request didn't really pan out. If the Scarlets were exposed for the collapse, Tabitha and I probably wouldn't be around. Damn it, boy, I may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back, and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for. I promise. You watch as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. Such theatrics. Okay, where is he now? Ah! What a waste of time. Why force you to see any of this? People always think their own experiences are so important, but what does any of it matter? So you're still stuck here too. We keep being separated, but I have a feeling it'll be over soon. Then the exit won't be hard to find. Are my friends dead? They're alive. I'm not sure if they'll stay that way. Do you know what it's trying to tell me? Yes, and it's trivial. Don't worry yourself with it. Asshole! Fine, stop following me! No. I'm just gonna quietly leave. Fuck it. Why I bother talking to him, I don't know. Yeah, I do. It's basically baked into my DNA at this point. You move back to the bed to quietly leave through the hole Oscar left behind and crawl through. It shouldn't be hard to find you again. For the first time, you and Wayne enter a new room unseparated. the two of you finding yourselves huddled under a large table. Stella stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. We've got to be near the end, right? The music is the same song that started playing when Stella first showed up. Just let the scene play out. There's no use trying to communicate, whether with the Resonant or your little friends. Fuck you! I'm actually gonna try now, just to spite you! I'll try to keep it away from my brother so he doesn't smash it, though I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. Oh, so that's why everyone's been moving so weirdly while they've been possessed, right? He's got a thing with puppets. Please don't engage with it while I try to find another door. A traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, we could go to towns along the beach. I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. I wish I could go back in time to whenever this was and tell them everything I know. As if it would do any good. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Wayne can get in another word. Jesus fucking Christ. I forgot how... And it was a different group last time, too. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. It opens. You feel a shove from behind and tumble through the hatch. Different carving. It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy to get... Oh, fuck. Eddie? Wayne is gone once again. There's nothing here but you and the howling void. Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? Are you talking to me? You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die. Please, I've been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years, to pay for the years that were taken from me. My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years, and I will finally leave. And what happens if I refuse? Then, I will stay. I will stay until I get what I'm owed. I don't understand. You will live a shorter life, and I will finally be satisfied. I will have justice. I will finally die. I will leave this house at last. How much shorter would my life be? That isn't for you to know. Just as it wasn't for me to know. One day, sooner than you'd like, you will die. A smell hits you, that now familiar wet, unwell odor. What an annoying pest you are, but you couldn't keep me out for long. It seems to have exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Jay. It's desperate. but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester. What about my friends? What happens to them if I just leave? They've already left. They're not a factor in this. Where will Oscar and Rosalina live if the ghost stays? Don't give years of your life for something so insignificant. But I can't just leave the ghost here. You can. I know this is not how justice works, but nobody else is taking responsibility for anything. And it's not... I don't think it's justice. I don't think I deserve this. As a Scarlet, I don't think I deserve this. But at the same time, everybody's gonna die sooner than they'd like. And if it makes life better for good people, screw you, Wayne. If you're telling me to leave, then I know what I have to do. It's too late. I've made up my mind. Charlie won't be able to rest until I do. I have a responsibility here. If you're telling me to leave, then I know what I have to do. Stop. Don't do this. Wayne is cut off as you're brought face to face with the resonant. Silence. For the first time in what feels like hours, the earth around you feels solid, real, but also soft. You feel it pressing in on all sides, cold and growing tighter by the second as the soil settles. Your arms tear at the earth until they break through into the air. As you gasp for breath, you take a look into the pit behind you. Charlie's mummified remains stare up at you, sad and broken at the bottom of the pit. You're only able to maintain your gaze for a moment before exhaustion overwhelms you. With the last of your strength, you hoist yourself from the pit and collapse on the floor. You feel like death. What a foolish thing, to give up so much of yourself, and for something so meaningless. Have you no sense of self-preservation? I wanted to help. Fuck you. There is genuine anger in his voice. It's the first time he's shown any emotion, and it chills you. You reach for something to say in response, but you're still delirious from what happened, and you struggle to form coherent thoughts. Look what it's done to you. There you are. Oh, you poor Sybil pauses mid-sentence as she notices Wayne from the corner of her eyes. Come with me, dear. Let's get you home. Make sure nothing else happens to them, or there'll be hell to pay. He practically hisses the words. You quietly walk towards the stairs. Sybil lends you her arm as she gently guides you out of the library. You're outside. It's real this time. I'm gonna peace out. Back-to-back encounters with my own mortality. I got a lot to ponder. See you, Rosalina. See you, Alexis. Zane is like the antithesis of Shaggy. Zane walks off down the road. The cool breeze chills you deeper than it should, and you realize just how drained you feel. Your legs are heavier, harder to lift as you make your way down the steps of the library, your lungs wheezing as if you've run a marathon. You can almost feel how pale your face has become, your lips dry and thin, your hands almost trembling with the effort of raising them to your face as you trace the new lines and furrows that have formed there. Kanika came to get me right away. I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you earlier in the night. I had no idea what you were all planning to do. How are we supposed to know it would be like that? Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now's not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so... Kanika stops mid-sentence as she realizes what's happened to you. Oh my God, Jay, you poor thing. Jay, did you... All that matters is that Rosalina can go back to sleeping in her own home. I'm so sorry you had to lose so much to make that happen. If I'd known what would be taken from you. You know, Jay, the salt and pepper look is good on you. Maybe this isn't all bad. And yeah, there probably is, but I don't think that... There are a lot of other options. I remember there was one other way that this went. Part of it involved Tabitha. But I think a lot of that depends on a lot of other choices you make with Tabitha further on in the bit. Kanika. Sorry, just trying to be positive. Stella's way better at that. Is she okay? I was wondering the same thing. We just saw a ghost, and she's just standing off by herself. It'd be a normal reaction from anyone else who had just seen a ghost, but this is Stella we're talking about. I'm gonna go talk to Stella. I'm gonna go check in with her. You walk over to Stella. Oh, hey, Jay. I'm here if you need me. I'm so sorry, Jay. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. I guess she hit her limit. She'll be fine. I'm the one who gave up years of my life. You don't see me acting out. I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time right now. Should we go after her? I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind to share her burdens, and I doubt that'll change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, it'd just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. Besides, nobody here should be rushing after anyone right now. That goes doubly for you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. You'd better not get any ideas either, Jay. You need time to recover. There was another carving in there. They keep giving me visions. I wonder if those things are tied to everything supernatural that's been happening. Yeah, I wonder. One is a coincidence, but two of them on back-to-back nights? And if you and Stella are right, and there's another one in the clinic... I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. You've been finding carvings around town, and they've been giving you visions? I'm sure everyone here could stand around theorizing about this and that all night long. There'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow. I can't believe I let Rosalina go in there. How could I have been so careless? After everything she went through in the last day, how could I have let this happen? You couldn't have known what was going to happen. None of us could have known. Don't blame yourself. You tried pretty hard to warn us. None of us took you seriously. I spent a lot of time with Wayne in there. Right? You should have stopped. Were you at all conscious the whole time? I spent a lot of time with Wayne in there. Yeah, I noticed. We could smell him as soon as we snapped out of it. What happened? Did he hurt you? He was furious with me for getting rid of the ghost. Weird. It's like he has some sort of obsession with you, isn't it? There was someone else in there? That's my house! Rosalina and I live there! What did he say to you? We don't need to trouble Jay for the details. No one pay any mind to that man. He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. In the meantime, steer clear and he won't make trouble. You couldn't have known what was going to happen, Oscar. None of us could have known. Don't blame yourself. I'd seen it before. I should have known it could get worse. I shouldn't have let Rosalina come with us. Dad, what did I tell you? Stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have stopped me. If you tried, we were just going to sneak in after you. Yeah, Rosalina was going to make us go in there no matter what. You didn't put a ghost in our house. This is not on you. I know you've both had a difficult time of this, but the storm has passed. Things will start getting better from here. Were you all conscious that whole time? Everyone glances at each other. Though none of them gave any of their years away, you can see how exhausted they are, how unsettled. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we remember everything. At least up until that guy showed up and snapped us out of it. Wayne, he's been following Jay around. What did he say to you? Like I said, let's not trouble Jay about him. Just stay away, all of you. Do any of you know who you were supposed to be? No idea. There was no context, nothing. But there was a weird feeling, like an overwhelming guilt. I was so angry. I was mostly just scared. I didn't feel any of those things. I don't know how to describe it. I felt powerful. I'm not going to ask them that. I guess I should probably head back. I should get going too. It's starting to get chilly out and there's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night. Don't be a stranger and let us know if you need anything, Oscar. I will. Thank you, all of you, again. I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Kanika dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow, Jay? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. Kanika wearily treks back to the general store. Probably not Booksmart, because that's more research. Wait a minute, did my... I mean, there probably are, but I think this is the only combination I've ever actually tried. So, maybe on another playthrough. But let's get through this one first, shall we? I'll walk you home after I finish getting Kanika her tea, and we can chat about what just happened. I'll just be a moment. You're too tired to say no. Sybil leaves. You make yourself comfortable for a few minutes while you wait. After everything that's happened tonight, the normalcy of sitting on a quiet and empty road feels like a priceless treasure. And no more ditchlings. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty to call your cousin and tell her about what happened tonight. She wasn't exactly thrilled to hear from me, but I think I blunted her anger as much as I could. So we head out for a walk? Time to go home. Back to the estate. You can't help but focus on how awful your body feels. Maybe the walk will do you good. Maybe you'll start getting used to these changes, and they won't feel so bad in the morning as they do now. Ditchlings everywhere. Let's stop here for a bit. I have to imagine you need a moment to rest. There's ditchlings everywhere. There are. I'm afraid that the spirit you dealt with tonight was merely a symptom of the rot here, rather than its cause. People are unfortunately just going to have to get used to the sight of these things in the coming days. Sybil, what happened to me? Well, you look like you've aged at least a decade. Everything in this world has a price. The price of the deal you made tonight is just a bit more noticeable than what most people are used to dealing with. For the record, I think you made the right decision. I wish your cousin had been there to take this burden upon herself, but she wasn't. Yeah, see? Technically, Tabitha can do that. So there's one way. The whole thing about this is that while it obviously hasn't got quite as many choices as something like Baldur's Gate 3, there is a similarity in that they have considered just about every combination and set of possibilities you could have. And given that's a writing team of 2, that's quite a lot. Besides, I think we both know what kind of person she is. She probably would have found a very compelling reason not to make that choice. Your head starts swimming as exhaustion starts to overpower you. You're in no state to have this sort of conversation. You poor dear. Let's just focus on walking for a little bit, and then we can talk some more. You and Sybil silently walk deeper into the woods. You're getting closer to the estate. This should be a good enough resting spot. Wayne didn't want me to make a deal with that ghost. He was so angry when I did it. Some people will never understand the kind of sacrifice you made tonight. They would never do anything of the sort themselves. Seeing someone else be so selfless is an affront to everything they are. Sybil, what is Wayne? It's like I said, he's just a man. Who does she think you are? There's no way in hell that Wayne is just a man. No, absolutely not. He's not just a fucking man. Why the hell do you think I'd buy that after tonight? The smile briefly fades from her face. Language, Jay. We don't use words like that around here. And to respond to your accusation, it's not exactly polite to share people's medical history. I may not have taken a Hippocratic oath, but I still respect the privacy of others. Your vision blurs as you try to form words. You all right? We don't have much further to go. Let's get back on the trail. You and Sybil trek through the remainder of the woods and find yourselves on the outskirts of the estate. Jay, why don't you swing by the tea room tomorrow, say early afternoon? I'd love to chat for a while. Come by any time. I'll be there all day. Good luck handling Tabitha. I tried to soften her up over the phone, but there's only so much softening you can do with someone that prickly, bless her heart. Get a good night's rest, Jay. You've earned it. Sybil heads back through the woods, leaving you alone to face Tabitha. You open the door to the estate as quietly as you can, only to find your cousin anxiously pacing in the foyer. She's been waiting for you. I see you finally decided to drag your sorry ass back here. And you look like hell warmed over. What did you do to yourself? I've told you so many times to stay out of trouble, to keep me posted about where you are, to come home in a timely manner. What's the point of saying it all again? Clearly you don't care how your actions affect me. Clearly you don't care how your actions affect yourself. What happened out there? Tabitha, I need to talk to you about some stuff. Look, a lot of scary stuff happened. Just listen to me, okay? We need to talk. I'm really sorry. Can you lay off? I'm going to be absolutely honest. I gave up years of my life to an angry ghost our family wronged. As the words leave your mouth, your body shivers with age and exhaustion. The stress of talking to your cousin about tonight's events is on the cusp of overwhelming. Whatever you have to say, it's best to say it quick. You did what? I thought Sybil said something along those lines on the phone, but I thought she was joking. Please tell me the two of you are pulling a prank on me. Did Stella put you up to it? It was the only way to satisfy him. It was the only way to make him leave. That can't have been true. I don't know who lied to you and about what, but you should never have given away something so important. You don't understand. That ghost was torturing people. It was torturing Stella. Tell me about things before you do them. Is there anything else I need to know? Just asking that question is giving me a migraine. Wayne followed me into Oscar's house. Great. I did not mean to click that. Is that the impression you got? No wonder you can't end up giving years of... Wayne is not a good guy. He's not the decent man I used to know. Steer clear. Conversation over. I keep finding these weird stone carvings and having visions around them. There was one in the mines last night and another in Oscar's house. Visions? Have you been having seizures? God, please stop running off on your own to places I can't find you. If you have health problems, you really need to be careful. They've been telling me a lot about our family. I think we've done some terrible stuff, Tabitha. We haven't done anything. Even if our family has done terrible things, and that's a big if, they were done in different times by different people. Stop guilting yourself over it. The only thing you should be guilting yourself over is how you've been treating me. What if they're making... What if there's making all this supernatural stuff happen? Okay, let's say for a second there is something supernatural happening in town, and that these stones are causing it. What are we supposed to do about it? Run around and smash them? Rhetorical question, but also I've got news for you. One of them is buried under 20 tons of rock. Who put them there? You expect me to know? They're probably some kind of ancient artifact, and I'm not an archaeologist. That's pretty much it. Great, then I'm going to bed. Your cousin walks off, leaving you alone. How I'm treating her? She acts like she doesn't want to have anything to do with me, and... This is how she worries, I guess. Dear Christ! You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. Before your thoughts can drift away to nightmarish recollections of hours past, your phone buzzes on the nightstand. Hey, sorry I ran off earlier or wound up in a really bad headspace. I care about you so much. So sorry you got hurt in there. Just need some time to get a handle on things. Sorry. I'm not saying all the mean stuff. Do you need to talk? You put your phone back on the nightstand. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest, at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. Episode 4 awaits. If you'd like to save before continuing, please do so now. Yes. So, I mean, the stress is clotheslining her, but it sounds like, to me it sounds like she knows more about the family history than she's letting on, than she wants to admit to. Like, people have clearly been saying stuff about, the mine stuff before, especially if her talking about unionizing like it's a dirty word. She's still a union buster. So anyone who knows about that would probably have made allusions to what the Scarlet family did in the past. So she probably keeps people at a bit of a distance because the Scarlet name is not exactly revered in the Hollow the family gave its name to. And she doesn't know anymore, I think, how to be nice to people, especially if Wayne is undead or something or whatever, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Clearly family shit has been going on, not just way in the past, but more recently, and something recent is going on because our mother left the Hollow and is angry at the whole family for reasons. So there's probably a lot more to find out about that, but her whole thing is she's being prickly, She doesn't know how to stop. And probably has the self-awareness to think, you know, if I'm talking about people treating people a certain way, well, maybe I should not be so prickly. She probably got that in the back of her head, but prickly is how she keeps herself safe when things go wrong. Like Wayne goes wrong or whatever. But it's unfortunate because it means that, you know, people have a hard time reaching out. Now, I think the last time I played this, I'm not entirely sure, and I'm not sure the old save files would actually still work because some changes have been made in the run-up to Chapter 5. I'm pretty sure Tabitha came along, or at least was nearby enough. But I think I could have made her make the sacrifice, but I'm not the kind of person who could force anyone to do that. So either way, I've been in the position of having given up like a decade of my life to what the hell was going on there. But for very different reasons. Like I say, they've taken a lot of potential things into account, but the last time I didn't have to have that conversation with Tabitha because she was at the end. She wasn't one of the puppets, she was at the end. So what probably happened was that the Scarlets weren't possessed because they were the audience. They were the people who had to be confronted with what their family had done. Oh, just wait until next chapter, Rook. I don't remember specifics again, but I remember the generalities of next chapter, and next chapter's gonna be... and then we get half of chapter 5. So, yeah, again, we don't have a release date for the last episode, 6 and 7, but they're going to be released at the same time. So even if there's a long wait for, like, the ending, there won't be 2 long waits in succession. It's just going to be Chapter 5 releasing over its 2-week span, and then however long it takes to finish episodes 6 and 7, and then there's the game, and people who are waiting for it to be finished before it comes out, will actually get to buy it. Great for them. And yes, I'm aware that Tabitha needs therapy. Stella, believe me, also needs therapy. Kanika, probably everybody in that fucking town needs therapy. Anyway, yeah, another review will be going up on my Ko-fi page to join the last 2. Again, never a paywall. Do it for the love of the games. Happy to just have the viewers, because it's great company when it gets creepy. The VOD will be going up on my YouTube channel shortly, where it will sit with all the other VODs as a gallery of my moments of flail. Still, as you can tell, having tons of fun with this one. So we'll be back tomorrow with episode 4, which, I warn you, will be pretty long, so bring snacks. And that'll be followed by the first half of episode 5, which apparently is also incredibly long, on Friday. Not sure what I'll do for the Sunday TGIF, so maybe I'll have a bit of a poll tomorrow, I don't know. As to the nearer future, I'm pretty sure I know what tomorrow's episode will be about, as I said, because I do remember, but I only remember in generalities and what decisions I made that time. And I might not have some of those decisions based on previous actions, which were different than the ones I did my first playthrough. Anyway, I'm not tempted to drop spoilers here beyond it. The thing I can promise you is that it only gets more interesting from here, and more creepy, and more getting to know these characters who all desperately need therapy, or an exorcism, or all of the above. And company on that creepy journey would be appreciated, so I hope to see you there. Until then, or until next, have a good one.